Right now you're watching A Star TV. Check it out.
Yeah, it's Donatella.
Hi.
What's going on? What's good?
Are you alright, love?
It's on A Star TV right now.
Yes, A Star TV.
So let's start off. How did you get with the presenting? How did you start presenting?
I've been presenting for quite a long time, but only recently within the sort of music scene. So I started off pretty much when I left school, and I did a course. I went to college and did a BTEC in television journalism, so that's sort of how I started off. And I started off doing like quiz shows, and I did the news for Chelsea TV, and sort of worked my way up. And music was something that I've always been really passionate about, and it was something that I definitely wanted to get into. So I thought I'd start up my own thing, and I interviewed MC Viper because I'm like a massive Garage fan, and the interview went really well. Like, I put it on YouTube and people kind of liked it, and I knew Skepta from before, so I asked if I could interview him, and he was like, yeah, cool. So I did that. Grime Daily saw the interview, they put it up on the website, they really liked it, and then I sort of sent them a cheeky email saying, oh, if you ever need a presenter, like, I'm your girl. And they were like, well, actually, like, we really do like your stuff, so come and meet us. So I went and met them at Carnival and interviewed Gets and a couple of other people, and they were like, you're hired. So that's it.
That's all good then. So apart from Grime Daily, what else you got coming out? What's out right now?
Well, in association with Grime Daily, like, my aim was always to get Grime Daily on TV. So we've got a show coming out on the 11th of January, which is going to be on Flavour, on Sky Channel 367, and it's going to be on Monday to Friday, for hopefully a long time, but we're going to be on for 2 months indefinitely, and yeah, it's just going to be my usual stuff plus more, but on TV and slightly better quality than what we've been doing for the website.
Right, so let's ask you, who was your best interview? Who's the best person you've interviewed so far?
Well, I don't know. Really, one of my favourite interviews that I've done is probably Giggs, because I've never really seen him speak to anyone before. Like, in interviews, he's usually really quiet, and I think when I interviewed him, I watched loads of interviews that he'd done before, and I thought, oh my god, this is going to be so difficult. Like, he's the most difficult person ever to interview. And I kind of noticed that it was maybe more the way people were approaching him. They were trying to do it in too much of a professional way. So I thought, oh, if I just try and make it casual and just chat to him, he might be more forthcoming. And at first it was a little bit difficult, and then he just started talking, so I was like, yeah, wicked. So that was probably my favourite, just because I don't think anyone's ever seen an interview with him like that. Is
there anyone you want to interview that you haven't interviewed yet?
I really want to interview Dizzee Rascal. He's someone that I really want to interview. Someone else that I really wanted to interview I've already done, so you're going to have to wait and see for that one, because it hasn't come out. But like, you might be able to guess who the other person other than Dizzee Rascal might be. And yeah, so Dizzy's probably next on my list of people that I want to do. Okay. Who would you like to see me interview?
I want to see you interview Sway. Have you done Sway?
Sway. I've done Sway, but it hasn't been up yet. I interviewed him at the UMAs, but it wasn't an official interview. I was properly supposed to interview him, and we went there and everything, and then something happened and he didn't show up. So I caught up with him at the UMAs and had a bit of a go at him. I was like, oh, he didn't turn up to my interview. And he was like, I'm sorry. And he was cool, and he introduced us to like some guy that's quite new, that's on the scene, and he did a bit of a freestyle and whatever. So it's a pretty cool interview, so that's coming soon.
Okay, that's a good look. This year's been good for you. 2010 looks like it's going to be a good year for you.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope now that people can see that I'm trying to do something positive with the music. I think when I first came about, people were like, what's this girl all about? She doesn't really understand the music, she doesn't really like it. And I think that they thought I was in it for the wrong reasons. And like, the only reason why I don't make my interviews just about music is because I want the interviews to be fun, and I think that within the music scene you don't get to see enough of the person's character. Like, we just get to see, oh, when the album's coming out or who they'd like to work with, and like, you can see that 10 times over. So I try and get more of a personal side, and I think now that the TV show's coming out, people can see that we're definitely doing it like for a positive. And yeah, so the show's going to be really good though. We've got lots of good stuff planned.
Alright, so finally, what would you want to say to girls that want to get into presenting?
I think my advice to any girls that want to get into it, and I know that there's a lot, because quite a lot of girls message me and ask me, I think it's really important to do your groundwork. I think that a lot of people probably think that it's just getting in front of a camera and just talking, but do your research, work out what field you want to work in, because that's something that I struggled with for ages, and it's not until now, like doing music, that I really feel at home and feel comfortable. I think work out what you're best at, what you know most about, and just stick to it. And just, I think, just, I don't know, and just be confident, and just don't be scared to ask the questions that nobody else will ask, because if you don't ask, then you don't get. And I guess just practice, I think, makes perfect. But I don't know, I'm still learning, so I don't even want it to sound like I think I'm Oprah Winfrey or something.
There you go, wise words from Donatella. That's what it is.